I won 15 million yuan buying a lottery ticket for a colleague. He just tossed me 20,000 yuan in return. I didn't say a word and picked up the sum that was not even a fraction of his windfall, stuffed it in my pocket. Alright, I'll do as you say. Zhang Jianguo thought I was stupid. That I'd keep being his doormat forever. Little did he know I headed straight to the notary office right after to get all our chat records preserved as evidence. A week later, when the lawyer's letter was delivered to him, watching his face turn deathly pale in a second, I rolled down the car window. Brother Zhang, see you in court. I heard he sat up all night at home that day and smashed the coffee table to pieces. Yesterday afternoon, Zhang Jianguo ran up to me from behind. He transferred 200 yuan to me. Xiangzi, go buy a lottery ticket for me to get some of your good luck. I told him to go buy himself. He curled his lip. I have terrible luck with this stuff. I never win anything buying lottery tickets. You go, you've got really good luck. I told him that was total bullshit. He sent me the lottery numbers and added, remember, okay. Don't type the numbers wrong. If we actually win, I'll split the prize with you half and half. I casually replied right then. Quit bragging until you actually win first. Old Ma, the owner of the lottery shop downstairs, knows me. I often buy lottery tickets for my coworkers as a favor. I gave Old Ma the numbers. Old Ma laughed while printing the ticket, buying for your work buddies again. I said, it's Zhang Jianguo's, he's dreaming of getting rich. Just then Zhang Jianguo sent a voice message on WeChat. Don't skimp on the money. Buy 2 entries for me. I placed the order exactly as he told me to. Old Ma handed me the ticket. I took a photo of it and sent it to Zhang Jianguo. Zhang Jianguo replied to me. If we win, I'll split it with you half and half. That one sentence laid the trap for later. When the winning numbers were announced that night, I was huddled in my rental apartment eating grilled chicken frames and scrolling my phone. I froze solid all of a sudden. The numbers were exactly the same. I checked 3 times in a row. My legs went completely weak. First prize, 15 million yuan. My hands were shaking so bad I almost dropped my phone. I immediately rummaged through the drawer to pull out the ticket and checked the numbers over and over again. We actually won, holy shit, it's real. I calmed down after a while and called Zhang Jianguo. As soon as the call connected, he sounded annoyed. What's up? I said, old Zhang, your lottery ticket won a prize. Zhang Jianguo laughed out loud. Winning 5 yuan counts as winning now. I gritted my teeth and said, first prize, 15 million yuan. The line went dead quiet for 3 seconds first. Then there was a loud crash. No idea what he dropped or smashed. Then his voice went all high-pitched. Say that again right now. I said, first prize, 15 million yuan. He screamed at the top of his lungs and yelled 3 times in a row, we're rich! We're rich! We're rich! I held the phone away from my ear. It was so loud it hurt my ears. Then he started yelling excitedly over the phone, Xiangzi, you're my real brother. I'll go cash the prize with you. When we get the money, we'll split it 50-50ths. I really believed him back then. After all, when a huge sum of money falls into your lap out of nowhere, you easily get carried away. I was so excited I didn't sleep a wink all night. I even already contacted a rental agent. I planned to move into a bigger apartment first, then pay for my mom's medical treatment, and never have to put up with this bullshit again. But Zhang Jianguo turned on me first thing in the morning, completely went back on every word he said. I had just slammed my resignation letter on my supervisor's desk when someone yelled from behind me. Li Chang, don't you fucking leave. It was Zhang Jianguo yelling at me. He's in his 40s. He usually acts like a quiet, nice guy at work, smiles at everyone he meets. He's so cheap he even counts every cent for a bottle of water. I turned around and looked at Zhang Jianguo. What the hell are you yelling for? Zhang Jianguo's face was bright red. He rushed over in a few steps and whispered angrily. Why the hell are you resigning? Who gave you permission to resign? I said, I can resign whenever I want. It's none of your fucking business. The whole office went dead quiet immediately. Jolie from the finance department looked up first and let out a quiet gasp. Everyone sitting nearby was peeking at us. Zhang Jianguo gritted his teeth and dragged me towards the stairwell. Come outside with me. I shook him off. Say whatever you want right here. He got so anxious his voice changed tone. Have you got no shame? I paid for that lottery ticket with my own money. I stopped playing nice too and snapped right back at him. You said it yourself yesterday. If we win, you'll split the prize with me half and half. Zhang Jianguo flipped faster than a flipping pancake. I was just saying that casually. You actually took it seriously. You're just an errand boy. I stared at him. You didn't say that when you paid me $200 to run the errand. The WeChat transfer record is still there. You sent me the lottery numbers yourself. I was the one who bought the ticket. I even took a photo and sent it to you after buying. Before the draw, you called me brotherly Chang. Right after the draw, you want to reduce me to a mere errand boy. He had a dark look on his face. I can give you $20K at most as a hard work fee. Don't be too greedy, man. I laughed right on the spot. That's fucking insane. It's 15 million. He offered me only $20K and told me not to be greedy. I said, Zhang Jianguo, did you lose your mind in your dream last night? Zhang Jianguo pointed at my nose and cursed. Li Chang, know your fucking place. I paid for the lottery ticket. Without that $200 from me, would you ever get close to 10 million in your whole life? I swatted his hand away. Without me going to buy the ticket, you wouldn't have won jack shit. You said it yourself back then, if we win, half the prize is mine. He sneered, who heard that? What proof do you have that I said that? My heart sank instantly. This old bastard is acting so tough, he must have planned to renege on the deal last night. But he has no idea. I'm not a capable guy, dirt poor even, but I have this habit. I hold grudges, and I love keeping evidence. I took out my phone, opened WeChat, and said look carefully. You transferred $200 to me at 2:17 p.m. yesterday. This message right after is also sent by you. Don't type the numbers wrong. If we win, half is yours. You admitted this yourself, word for word. Zhang Jianguo's eyelid twitched. He reached out to snatch my phone. I pulled back immediately. What's the rush? We're not done yet. I then opened the voice message he sent last night. Xianzi, holy fuck, we actually won. We're rich, bro. Take the day off tomorrow. I'll go claim the prize too. Once the prize money is in, we split it 50-50. As soon as the voice message finished playing, the whole stairwell went dead silent. Even Jolie, who followed us to sneak a peek, gasped sharply after hearing it. Zhang Jianguo's face turned pale then green, back and forth. He swatted my phone to the ground and cursed. You recorded me? You set me up. I bent down to pick up my phone. My anger flared up instantly. I set you up. You're the one trying to steal my money. Zhang Jianguo completely dropped all pretense of decency. Steal your ass. This is my prize money. Hand over the ticket right now. I looked at him and said word for word. As long as the ticket is in my hand, half the money is mine. His eyes turned bloodshot red. I knew right then that this wouldn't end well. After the fight in the stairwell, the boss called both Zhang Jianguo and me into his office. The supervisor's last name is Sunday. He always hated dealing with troubles. He frowned as soon as we walked in. What are you two doing? This is a company, not a wet market. Zhang Jianguo spoke first, cutting me off. Manager's son, Li Chang, stole my lottery ticket and he's trying to extort money from me. I almost laughed out of anger. Bullshit. Manager's son glared at me. Both of you, shut up a little. Zhang Jianguo put on such a wronged act. Yesterday I asked him to buy the lottery for me. I paid for it. I picked the numbers and we ended up winning. Now he's quitting today and he's taking our chat records out of context, claiming I promised to split the prize with him. That was obviously a joke. I handed my phone over directly. Manager, see for yourself. After manager's son read the chat records, his face instantly looked awkward. Zhang Jianguo said immediately. None of this counts. Who doesn't joke around with colleagues? I said coldly, a joke. Was that voice message you sent last night also a joke? I played the voice message again. Manager's son's face twitched. Zhang Jianguo was so anxious his neck turned red. I was just too excited and not thinking straight. Do words people say when they're out of their mind count. I said, cut the crap. Before we won, you said you'd split half with me. After we won, you called me an errand boy. You call that not thinking straight? That's just greed. Manager's son quickly tried to mediate. Alright, calm down both of you. The prize hasn't been claimed yet, don't make this a bigger mess than it already is. Sit down and talk this out. I asked how we planned to discuss it. Zhang Jianguo cut in immediately. I already made my position clear. Give him 20,000 yuan as a hardship allowance. I turned to look at manager's son. You heard that, right, manager? For 15 million yuan, he's only giving me 20,000. Manager's son coughed and didn't dare respond. Zhang Jianguo started taking the moral high ground again. Li Chang, you're young, don't be too greedy. I have a wife and kids at home. I'm under huge pressure, buying that lottery ticket wasn't easy for me. You just ran a simple errand. 20,000 is more than enough for you. My anger shot straight to my head. Your stress has nothing to do with me. Back then you opened your mouth casually, said you'd split the winnings half and half with me if we won. Now you have the nerve to call me greedy. Zhang Jianguo suddenly lowered his voice. Spat out my name Li Chang viciously. The ticket is really in your hands, isn't it? My heart tightened for a second. But I said out loud. What, you wanna rob me? He went silent right away. His eyes were terrifyingly cold. I got alert immediately at that moment. After I walked out of the office, I didn't go back to my workstation. I went straight to the bathroom. Took the lottery ticket out of the inner layer of my wallet, stuffed it inside my sock. Then I called my friend Chen Tao. Chen Tao and I grew up together since childhood. He used to work as a designated driver, also worked on construction sites before. He has a sharp tongue and is really bold. As soon as the call connected, I said, Taozi, something huge happened. Chen Tao answered while cursing. You're behind on rent again. I lowered my voice. I won 15 million yuan in the lottery. He went silent for 2 seconds. How much did you drink? I said I really won. But the colleague who paid for the ticket turned on me and wants to take it all. Chen Tao perked up immediately. Where are you right now? At the company? Where's the ticket? It's on me. Don't go home right now. Don't walk around alone. I'll come pick you up after work. Whoever talks to you about splitting the money later, record all the conversations, got it? I said I got it. Chen Tao cursed again. Stop grinning like an idiot, dumbass. This isn't you getting rich. This is the start of a fight. Turns out he was totally right. Right after I got to my community gate after work, I saw Zhang Jianguo and his wife blocking the way there. His wife Lu Mei is around 40 years old. She has a loud voice, and looked like she wanted to eat someone. She came to our company a few times before. She's super rude in both speech and actions. I just stopped my electric scooter. Lu Mei rushed up and grabbed my arm hard. You're Li Chang, right? You little thief. Hand over my family's lottery ticket. I shook her off hard. Watch your fucking mouth. Zhang Jianguo walked over from behind, putting on a reasonable act. Xianzi, don't make this ugly. Give me the ticket and I'll transfer the hardship fee to you later. I said no. Lu Mei blew up immediately, pointed at my nose and cursed. A poor migrant worker like you deserves to covet 15 million. My husband paid for that ticket with his own money. You're just an errand boy. I laughed. Your husband personally said he'd split it half with me last night. Did you not hear that? Lu Mei stared at Zhang Jianguo. Did you really say that? Zhang Jianguo's face went stiff. He immediately yelled at me. I was just joking around. I said, then why are you begging me now? Go redeem the prize yourself if you're so capable. That made both of the couple change their expressions instantly. Because they both knew clearly the ticket was in my hands. Zhang Jianguo took a step forward and softened his voice a little. Xianzi, we've been co-workers for so many years. Don't ruin our good relationship. Give me the ticket first. I'll definitely treat you well once I get the money. I took out my phone and pressed record, pretending to take out a cigarette. How will you treat me well? Zhang Jianguo said 20,000, no, 50,000. I stared at him. Say that again. He gritted his teeth, 100,000. That's generous enough, right? I laughed so hard I felt like puking. 100,000? You think I'm a beggar? When Lu Mei heard I still thought it was too little, she lunged at me to rummage through my bag. She must have hidden the ticket in her bag. I dodged back and yelled. Dare to rob me and I'll call the cops. Lu Mei didn't care about that at all, lunged at me aggressively. Right at this moment, a black car screeched to a stop by the roadside. Chen Tao got out and yelled immediately, what's going on here? A whole gang ganging up on one person. He's really tall and always has an intimidating vibe. He stood right next to me and Lu Mei froze mid-movement. I quickly winked at Chen Tao. He got the message right away and kept yelling. Who dares to lay a finger on him? I'll film this and post it online right now. Zhang Jiangwo's face turned ugly. This is our private business. Stay out of it. Chen Tao sneered. You're blocking a community gate to rob someone, and you call that private business? While they were arguing back and forth, I pretended to open the car door, pulled the lottery ticket out of my sock and stuffed it under the passenger seat cushion of Chen Tao's car. I did it really fast. No one noticed. Lu Mei was still howling there. You're trying to steal our family's money. That's the money for my son's school district house. It's our whole family's lifeline. I snapped back at her right away. Your family's lifeline is worth 15 million, and mine isn't worth anything. When your husband said he'd split it half and half with me, did he ever think about your son? Zhang Jiangguo saw that being tough wouldn't work, so his tone softened immediately. He leaned in and whispered, Li Chang, give me the ticket, I'll give you the money I promised. 20 grand is enough for you to live on for a long time. Don't be ungrateful. I almost burst out laughing. That line was fully recorded on my phone. I asked on purpose, 20 grand is enough for my whole life? He nodded. A loser like you can't make that much in your entire life anyway. I stared at his chubby face. I just wanted to punch him right in the face. Chen Tao couldn't hold back first. He pointed at his nose and cursed. You're only giving him 20 grand out of 15 million. And you say that's enough for a whole lifetime. Is your face made of cement or what? Zhang Jianguo got furious. None of your fucking business. Chen Tao stepped forward aggressively. Say that again, I dare you. It looked like a fight was about to break out any second. I took out my phone immediately. Cut the crap, I'm calling the cops. Lu Mei panicked instantly and tried to snatch my phone. I backed away while dialing the number. Hello, police station. Someone's blocking my door trying to rob my lottery ticket and they're getting violent. About 10 minutes later, the police arrived. After we got to the police station, both sides told their own versions of the story. The officer frowned the whole time after listening and asked where the lottery ticket was now. I said I've already put it somewhere safe. Zhang Jianguo jumped up immediately. See? He even admitted he has my lottery ticket. I looked at him coldly. You say it's yours? Where's your proof? He slammed the table. I paid for it. And you said you'd split the price half and half if we won. The officer told us all to calm down. He checked our chat records and listened to the audio recording, then sighed finally. This is a civil dispute. You need to negotiate among yourselves. If negotiation fails, go through legal proceedings. No one is allowed to get violent or cause trouble. After we left the police station, Chen Tao pulled me straight into his car. He lifted the seat cushion and handed the lottery ticket to me. Don't go back to your rental tonight, come with me. I said no. I'm scared he'll track you. Chen Tao cursed. Then what the hell do you want? Wait for him to break into your place in the middle of the night. I thought for a second, then pushed the ticket back to him. Keep it for me first. Don't tell anyone about this, not even your girlfriend. Chen Tao nodded, okay. Then he looked at me and said seriously, Li Chang, stop thinking about past favors right now. Those people aren't your coworkers anymore, they're robbers. Early the next morning, Zhang Jianguo made the first move. Before I even got to the company, my phone kept blowing up with messages. In the company's main group chat, Zhang Jianguo posted a super long message. Fellow coworkers, please judge this for me. Yesterday I asked Li Chang to buy a lottery ticket for me and it won the jackpot unexpectedly. Now he's holding the lottery ticket hostage, insisting on taking half of the prize and refuses to cash it unless I agree. You can't be this heartless. Tons of people replied right away. Is this real? Damn, how much did you win? This is so messed up, right? Some people even put on a fake act and said we're all coworkers to talk nicely. I was so mad I was seeing red. I just sent all the screenshots straight to the group chat. First was the screenshot of Zhang Jianguo transferring 200 yuan to me. Second was the photo I sent him after buying the lottery ticket. Third was his message that read, don't type the number wrong, I'll split the prize with you if we win. Fourth was the voice-to-text transcript from last night. I also sent a message directly calling out Zhang Jianguo. You said you'd split half the prize with me. Now that we won, you want to keep it all to yourself. And you even have the nerve to turn the tables on me. Everyone can see who's the greedy scumbag here. The group chat blew up right away. He definitely said that, for real. He can't just go back on his word, right? Jolie popped up at this point, pretending to be neutral. Maybe he was just joking, right? After all, who would have thought we'd actually win the lottery? I replied to her in the group right away. Jolie, you heard it too in the stairwell yesterday. He personally said he'd give me $20,000 as a thank you fee. Was that a joke too? Jolie went quiet instantly. Zhang Jianguo panicked. He started spamming the group chat like crazy. He's trying to blackmail me just because I spoke off the cuff. I paid for the lottery ticket with my own money. Why the hell should he get half? I replied straight up. Because you ran your stupid mouth. Because you made a promise. Because I have the actual ticket. And because I don't accept that lousy $20,000 offer. Some people in the group were loving the drama. They said, Lao Zhang. If you really said that, you can't weasel out of it, right? Someone else sent a facepalm emoji and said 15 million yuan. Who gives a crap about coworkers when that much money is on the line? Manager's son was terrified. He jumped in immediately and told everyone to delete their messages. Stop talking about this in the group chat. It's bad for the company's image. I refused to delete mine. Why does he get to slander me all he wants, but I can't show everyone the proof? Zhang Jianguo refused to delete his too. The more the management tried to cover this up, the worse it got. Everyone in the office was looking at me differently now. Some looked envious, some looked jealous, and some were just waiting to see me crash and burn. I just sat down at my desk. When Zhang Jianguo stormed over to me, he pointed at me and growled in a low voice. You want to get me fired from this company, huh? I looked up at him. When you were spreading lies that I stole the ticket, didn't you think you'd get me fired? He slammed his hand on my desk. Delete your messages right now. I told him to delete his first. He raised his hand to flip over my laptop. I stood up and shoved him away hard. Touch me again and see what happens. Manager's son and a few male coworkers rushed over to pull us apart. The whole place turned into a total mess in seconds. Right at that moment, Jolie from finance sent me a private message quietly, Li Chang. Zhang Jianguo went to the security room after work last night to find the guards. He wanted to delete the hallway security footage. The guards didn't dare do it. I got super alert right after reading that. This old bastard was really planning to cheat behind my back. I texted her back asking if she could help check if the footage was still there. Jolie sent back, I'll try. I know she's a total fence sitter. She'll side with whoever benefits her more. But people like her can come in handy sometimes. At noon I was eating noodles downstairs. Lu Mei barged straight into the company. The second she walked in she started screaming and crying. Everyone, please judge for yourselves. This Li Chang is stealing our family's life savings. He's trying to drive our whole family to death. The entrance of the company was packed with people. Even the security guards couldn't stop her. She plopped down on the ground and slapped her thighs, wailing at the top of her lungs. My son needs to go to school. We still have a mortgage to pay off. Who was he, an outsider, to steal our money? Zhang Jianguo was standing beside her, pretending to look super upset. Pretending to calm her down. Stop making a scene, let's talk at home. But you could tell from his face right away, he brought her here on purpose. I walked over and cleared a path straight through the crowd. Lu Mei, cut the crap and stop acting. Your husband promised to give me half the prize himself. Now he's trying to go back on his word. Lu Mei stood up immediately. She pointed right at my nose and cursed at me. You poor loser. You deserve to be poor your whole life. My husband just said a couple things casually. Do you actually think you're important enough to get half? We paid for the ticket with our own money. Who the hell do you think you are? I said, then why didn't your husband go buy the ticket himself? Why didn't he go redeem the prize himself? She lunged at me and tried to grab my clothes. Give me the ticket right now. I stepped back quickly and filmed her whole crazy tantrum on my phone. When she saw she couldn't grab the ticket from me, she turned around and started cursing the company. What kind of trash does your company hire? A thief like him deserves to work here. Manager's son's face turned green with rage, kept saying over and over. Calm down, family member, please calm down. Lu Mei got even more aggressive, lifted her foot and kicked the trash bin next to my desk. You have to give me an explanation today. Or I'm not leaving at all. I called 110 right on the spot. Is this the police station? Someone is causing trouble at our company, smashing things, and grabbing at me. The second Lu Mei heard I was calling the cops, she immediately started crying even harder. Go ahead, call them. Just drive me to death, why don't you? Zhang Jianguo was still standing nearby playing the good guy. Li Chang, there's no need for this, right? She's just really emotionally worked up. I looked at him. When you brought her here to make trouble, why didn't you stop her back then? After the police arrived. Lu Mei still tried to act tough. Then I played the video of her yanking my shirt and kicking things. She toned down a lot right away. Once we got to the police station, she switched up her trick again and started playing the poverty card. Officer, my family has it really tough. My husband is already quite old. We finally got lucky and won the lottery. And this kid wants to take half of it. That's basically robbery, right? I sneered, your family has it tough. You think I have it easy? When your husband made that promise, why didn't you say your family had it hard then? The officer's head was pounding from all the yelling. He finally just repeated the usual line. This is a civil dispute. Stop making a scene, follow the proper procedures. After we left the police station, Chen Tao was waiting for me at the entrance. He handed me a bottle of water. Hire a lawyer as soon as possible. I said lawyers are too expensive. Chen Tao scolded me. You're in line for 15 million and you grudge paying lawyer fees? You're just too used to being poor. He was right. He took me to meet Lawyer Wang that same afternoon. Lawyer Wang was a woman in her 40s with short hair. She had a very cold expression. Her first sentence hit pretty hard. Let me make this clear first. I only judge by documents and evidence. Emotional appeals won't work on me. I nodded, I won't cry. After she went through the transfer records, chats and voice messages on my phone, she asked about the ticket buying process. She was silent for a while. I got anxious and asked, can we win this? Lawyer Wang said, we can definitely fight this case. Don't pin too much hope on the verbal promise though. Just a single line saying I'll split the prize with you if we win won't necessarily make the court rule a 50-50 split directly. But you have more evidence than just that line. There's also the transfer record, confirmation after I sent the ticket number post-purchase. His repeated admission of a 50-50 split after the winning numbers were announced. And the audio recording of him later trying to buy the lottery ticket back with a small hard work fee. Put all of these together, and the evidence chain is complete. I finally breathed a sigh of relief when I heard that. The lottery ticket is in my hands though. Does that mean I've already won? Lawyer Wang looked up at me. The ticket is with you, which means you hold the initiative right now. But the ownership of the prize still depends on evidence and court ruling. If you claim the prize privately, they can still sue you anyway. I asked, what do we do now? She said, first, immediately send all your existing chats, audio recordings and videos for evidence preservation and notarization. Second, don't let the other party get access to the lottery ticket. Third, send a lawyer's letter before claiming the prize. And inform the Prize Redemption Center that there is an ownership dispute. Fourth, stop chatting with him privately randomly, keep written records of all communications whenever possible. Chen Tao added a line next to me. So basically we go all in. Don't leave any loose ends. Even Lawyer Wang cracked a small smile at that. I backed up everything on my phone that same day. At the notary office, I watched the documents get printed out one by one. I suddenly felt an indescribable sense of absurdity. Just a few days ago I was still calculating this month's rent and my mom's medical bills. Now I'm fighting over a 15 million yuan prize. Lawyer Wang worked really fast. The lawyer's letter was delivered to Zhang Jianguo the next day. He probably panicked completely the second he saw the lawyer's letter. He started changing his tactics. First he called me, I didn't answer, then he started sending me a bunch of messages. Xiangzi, we don't have to take it this far. We've been co-workers for so long. If we really let it get to this point, it's no good for anyone. How much money do you want? We can negotiate. I looked at those messages. I only felt disgusted. Just last night he said 20,000 was enough for my whole life, today he's asking how much I want. I only replied with one line. Half, like you promised. He went radio silent for ages. Then after a while he sent a message. In your dreams. I immediately screenshotted it and sent it to Lawyer Wang. Another day passed. Li secretly pulled me into the pantry. She lowered her voice and said, "Li Chang, I got something to tell you." "Don't tell anyone I said this." I nodded. She glanced left and right quickly. "Zhang Jianguo went to see the lottery shop owner to ask him to change his story, and say you only bought the ticket for him." My heart skipped a beat. "What did old Ma say?" Li curled her lip. "Old Ma said no. He said the security footage and transaction records are all there. He can't falsify his statement." I felt a lot more reassured after hearing that. Sure enough, pre-litigation mediation started 2 days later. It was held in the mediation room. Zhang Jianguo and both lawyers showed up. The second Zhang Jianguo sat down, he put on a victim act, like I was the one who stole the money. The mediator first let both sides speak. The first thing Zhang Jianguo said was, "I paid for the lottery ticket myself and asked Li Chang to buy it for me, so the prize rightfully belongs to me. The so-called 50-50 split was just a casual joke. It has no legal validity." I was so disgusted I wanted to throw up. Lawyer Wang gestured for me not to interrupt. "Wait till he's done talking." Lawyer Wang laid out the evidence one by one. The transfer record proves the entrusted purchase is valid. The chat records prove that besides the entrusted purchase, the two parties had a separate agreement on splitting the prize. The voice message sent after the draw, Mr. Zhang again clearly stated that the prize would be split 50-50ths. In the later audio recording, Mr. Zhang admitted that to get the lottery ticket back, he was willing to pay Li Chang a service fee ranging from 20,000 to 100,000 yuan. This exactly proves that he knew Li Chang had actual control and claim right over the lottery ticket, and that Li Chang didn't just steal it. Zhang Jianguo lost his temper instantly when he heard this. "You're taking everything out of context." Lawyer Wang didn't even glance at him. "Then please explain why before and after the win. You mentioned splitting the prize multiple times, instead of just asking for the lottery ticket back." Zhang Jianguo was left speechless. Right then, Old Ma was also called in. The moment Old Ma, the lottery shop owner, walked in, he scowled the second he saw Zhang Jianguo. The mediator asked him, "Do you remember what happened when the ticket was bought?" Old Ma said yes, he remembered. Li Chang came to buy the ticket, the numbers were sent to him via WeChat, he took a photo of the ticket and sent it back right after buying it. Later, I heard them laughing in a WeChat voice message saying they'd split the money 50-50 if they won. I even joked back then, "Don't just talk about splitting, don't turn on each other later." I never thought that'd actually happen. As soon as he said that, Zhang Jianguo's face turned pale with anger. He shot up from his seat. "How much did he pay you to give false testimony for him?" Old Ma got furious too. "I've been selling lottery tickets my whole life. This is how I make a living. Why would I lie for your stupid little mess?" The mediator banged the table to quiet everyone down. Lawyer Wang then played that key audio recording. "Give me the ticket, I won't short you a single cent. 20,000 yuan is enough for you to live on forever." That condescending tone of Zhang Jianguo in the recording was heard loud and clear by everyone in the mediation room. I sat there watching him deflate little by little. I felt so incredibly satisfied. But he still refused to admit the truth. He kept repeating one thing. Me saying I'd split the money was out of kindness, not an obligation. Lawyer Wang said coldly, "Then you turning on him is malicious." The mediation failed. When Zhang Jianguo walked out, he glared at me and snarled, "Li Chang, just you wait." I stared right back at him. "I've been waiting this whole time." Later, this whole story got out. First it spread around the company, then around the commercial area downstairs, finally someone posted it online. The headline was super eye-catching too. "Colleagues buy lottery ticket together, win 15 million yuan, the one who paid reneges, only offers 20k to the guy who ran the errand." There were thousands of comments under the post. Is there even a question? They agreed to split it 50-50, so that's what they should do. Bro, when there's no win, just an errand boy when there is a win. This old geezer is so shameless. Whoever holds the ticket has the upper hand. I suggest suing him directly. Don't try to compromise on this. Someone even dug out our company's name. The company management completely lost their cool at that point. The general manager called both Zhang Jianguo and I to the meeting room. The first thing he said when we walked in was, "Do you two have any idea how much negative impact this has had on the company?" I said he was the one who spread rumors in the group chat that I stole the ticket first. Zhang Jianguo kept his head down, playing dead. The general manager was so annoyed he kept rubbing his temples. I don't care what you guys are up to in private, just get it sorted out as soon as possible. This company isn't a stage for your petty palace drama. I let out a cold snort. Then make him split it half and half. Zhang Jianguo looked up immediately. Why the hell should I? The general manager stared right at him. Because you said so yourself. Zhang Jianguo's face looked like he just ate a turd. The online drama kept getting bigger and bigger. He started getting scared. Scared the company would fire him. Scared his neighbors would laugh at him. Scared his relatives would hit him up for money. What scared him most was getting ordered to split the prize in half. So he started trying to make peace. That night, he sent me a text. Let's meet tomorrow and talk one-on-one. Chen Tao saw the text and called it a trap. Lawyer Wang said it was okay to talk. I recommend bringing a lawyer or recording the whole talk. We finally agreed to meet in a private teahouse room. When I walked in, both Zhang Jianguo and Lu Mei were there. The second Lu Mei saw me, she looked like she wanted to eat me alive. Zhang Jianguo was surprisingly acting all nice this time. He poured me a cup of tea. Xianzi, I was too impulsive before. We used to be co-workers after all. No need to turn into enemies over this. I stared at the tea and didn't touch it. He cleared his throat and said, Lu Mei and I talked it over. We'll give you 3 million yuan. That's the absolute maximum we can offer. I almost burst out laughing. He actually thinks 3 million counts as backing down. I said, half. Lu Mei blew up right on the spot. You've got some nerve asking for that much. You should be thanking your lucky stars for 3 million. I stared at her. Then why are you even here? Just to put on this stupid two-man show for me. Zhang Jianguo held back his anger. Li Chang, 3 million is already a lot. Think about it. All you did was run a tiny errand. Getting 3 million for that, your ancestors must be smiling down on you. I leaned back in my chair. There you go again. You keep saying I was just an errand boy. Then why did you promise the errand boy, if we win, I'll split it with you? Are the words that come out of your mouth just garbage? Now that you have money you want to take your promise back. His face darkened. Don't push me. I laughed. What else can you do to push me? Your wife already caused a scene. You caused a scene at the company. We already went to the police station. We tried mediation and that went nowhere. What other tricks do you have up your sleeve? Lu Mei slammed her hand on the table. Do you believe I'll kill myself along with you? I didn't even glance at her. First figure out how much your stupid life is even worth before you try to scare me. Zhang Jianguo finally dropped his nice guy act. He snarled through gritted teeth, Li Chang, you're just a nobody with no money and no connections. You really want to push this to the extreme. Take the 3 million and get lost. That's me doing you a favor. If we take this to court, you might not even get this much. I set my voice recorder on the table, then let's go to court. He froze, and I kept talking. I only go by 2 rules right now. First, split it half and half like you promised. Second, if you want to play dirty, I'll play with you till the end. There's a deadline to claim the prize. If you drag your feet, I'll file for property preservation. If you cause more trouble, I'll post this new recording online. You don't care about your reputation, I care even less about mine. Lu Mei was so angry she stood up, grabbed a teacup ready to throw it. Zhang Jianguo quickly stopped her. The whole private room descended into chaos. I stood up and grabbed my voice recorder. Before I left, I tossed out one last line. Want to settle for less money? It's too late for that. After I walked out, Chen Tao was waiting for me downstairs. He asked if the talk fell through. I said it couldn't have fallen through more completely. Chen Tao lit a cigarette. He laughed, then let's kick their asses. Over the next few days, things entered the final stage. Lawyer Wang pushed forward with all the legal documents. The Prize Claims Center also had an ownership dispute on file. So they required both parties to follow official procedures. Zhang Jianguo was panicking and running around in circles. Lu Mei came to my apartment to cause trouble once more. She was even more vicious this time. She banged on my door with the sole of her shoe. She also yelled in the hallway calling me a childless short-lived bastard. I recorded the whole thing through my door. When she got tired of yelling, I sent the video straight to the police. The police were probably sick and tired of that couple already. They gave them a direct warning. Cause trouble again and you'll get detained. They finally laid low for 2 days after that. That piece is just for show. Behind the scenes, Zhang Jianguo still tried to pull strings to access the prize claiming channel. He wanted to cut me out and claim the prize first. Good thing lawyer Wang was keeping a close eye on things. He submitted the dispute documents ahead of time. His little scheme got completely shut down right away. It was the first time I realized that for poor people to turn their lives around, it's never luck that works, it's hanging on tooth and nail. A little while later, the result came out. The ruling didn't come down right away though. I fought for every bit of this justice myself. After reviewing the transfer records, chat logs, lottery draw details, verified audio recordings, witness testimonies, and the actual participation status of both parties, the final ruling stated that both Zhang Jianguo and I had legitimate claims to the prize money. It would be split based on prior agreements and actual circumstances. I ended up getting nearly half of it. After tax deductions, the amount that hit my bank account made me stare at my phone for ages. I'd never seen that many zeros in my entire life. The second the text notification popped up, my hands were shaking like crazy. Chen Tao was even more excited than I was. He kept slapping my shoulder next to me. Holy shit, we're actually fucking rich. I didn't say anything back. I just stared at the screen in a daze. It was such a mixed feeling. There was joy, but also the huge relief of finally getting my revenge. Zhang Jianguo also got his share of the money. But he was having a terrible time of it. He'd lost every last bit of his dignity. Lu Mei fought with him every single day. All the neighbors knew they'd won a 10 million lottery prize and still ended up in this mess. Relatives you'd never even heard of all popped up asking to borrow money. His wife's side of the family also set their sights on the money. Once when I went to the bank to handle some business, I spotted Zhang Jianguo from far away. It hadn't been that long since we last saw each other, but he looked like he'd aged 10 years. Half his hair had turned white. He saw me too. We made eye contact across the bank lobby. There was still that hatred in his eyes, but there was even more regret. I didn't bother looking at him any longer. I turned around and left right away. The money was all split up, but our feud was completely irreparable now. I didn't go back to the company after that. I really did quit my job for good. First I moved my mom to a better hospital, bought my family an apartment, and paid off all our outstanding debts. Chen Tao said I had to treat him to a fancy meal. I took him straight to a seafood restaurant. He scolded me the whole time we were eating. "You're a rich guy now, stop being such a cheapskate." I told him even if I'm rich, I know exactly how I got this money. I fought for it every step of the way, it didn't just fall into my lap. Chen Tao nodded. Now that makes sense. One night, I was sitting alone staring at the balance in my mobile banking app for ages. I remembered the first time Zhang Jianguo transferred 200 yuan to me. He smiled and said, "If we win, I'll split it with you half and half." That one single sentence turned us from coworkers into sworn enemies. Money is such a cruel thing. When you don't have money, everyone can still pretend to be reasonable and affectionate people. But once you have money, they tear off that mask and all their ugly hidden intentions come spilling out. Later someone asked me if I was exhausted from fighting for this money. I said yeah, I was really fucking exhausted. When this 15 million yuan prize fell into our laps, it didn't bring ease or surprise, it brought an all-out, no-holds-barred fight. If you back down even one step, other people will happily chew you up and spit you out, then turn around and call you the greedy one. Jolie told me later. Zhang Jianguo and Lu Mei fought about money every day. They fought so much that even their son got sick of them. Zhang Jianguo wanted to use the money to start a business. But Lu Mei refused to let him, scared he'd lose it all. The couple didn't trust each other at all, they wouldn't even let each other see their bank cards. I smiled a little after hearing that, but I didn't find it funny at all deep down. Jolie was quiet for a moment then said, "Actually you're really lucky." I replied that it wasn't luck at all. I just held on tight to all the evidence, otherwise I'd be the one crying right now. She didn't say anything after that. That night, I looked at the money in my bank account and suddenly I felt completely clear-headed. How bad can people get? I'd seen that firsthand. How ruthless can people get to avoid losing out? I'd seen that too, really thoroughly this time. And turns out I'm that second kind of person. Anyone who tries to steal my money, I'll fight back twice as hard.